Today my lecture is upon uh, measure of dispersion. What is dispersion? To know that we must have a knowledge of central tendency. But for this video, I will just give you the little bit idea of central tendency, that we just want to find the single value in central tendency. Our um, focus is on single value, that is we can use mean, median and mode to find out the central tendency. But sometimes this is not enough, we have to do other things beside finding this. We cannot differentiate uh, through these mean, median and mode. So in order to differentiate the two distribution, we use dispersion. um, my and the dispersion is basically consists of range, quartiles, average, mean deviation, quartile deviation, mean deviation, variance and standard deviation. This is the way through which we find out the dispersion. These are the measures of dispersion. So range, how can we find out range? As you people know, range is basically the difference between highest and lowest value of the data. For example, we have a data and it has a highest value, that is 95, and the lowest is as 22. Then we will subtract the highest, we will subtract the lowest from the highest. This is the answer. This was just an example. You must have an idea what range is. Range is basically the difference of highest and lowest. Then we comes to word quartiles. What are quartiles? Quartiles, it basically we divide the data in equal parts. For example, here we have concluded that we have divided in these three parts: q1, q2, q3. q1 would be lower quartile, would be higher quartile, its value would be less than 25%, its value would be less than 75%. And the three formulas of quartiles are: q1 is equal to n plus 1 by 4th score, q2 is the same, but the difference is, for 1 here we have coefficient 1, here 2, here we have coefficient 2, and for 3 we have coefficient 3, but the difference in this and is this is 1 by 4th is inside, but here 3 by 4 and 3 n plus 1 scores. So this was the quartile. Okay, now we tell about quartile deviation. What is this? Quartile deviation, in quartile deviation or semi interquartile range is one half the difference between first and third quartile. Difference between first and third, we said highest minus lowest. So this was quartile deviation. This is for ungrouped data. If we are not doing grouping, then we will use this. What were the steps? The steps are: arrange the test scores from highest to lowest. From highest to lowest. So suppose that we have a series 1 to 10, then we will have to arrange in descending order: 10, 9, 8. Assign serial number to each score. The first serial number is assigned to the lowest score. Then we have to assign serial number. For example, the first serial number is assigned to the lowest score. For example, we have the 10 as a first serial number, then we will assign it a value of 1. Then we come towards the other postulates of these ungrouped quartile deviation. We will do determine quartile 1, then 3, and then we will subtract 1 from 3 and then divided the difference by 2. Formula for q1 quartile 1 is this: n by 4. Formula for q3 is 3n by 4, and formula to subtract this and divide it by 2 will finally get our answer. Then we will go towards the other measures of dispersion, that are mean deviation or average deviation and central deviation and variance. Basically, standard deviation is the square root of variance, and variance has the formula same like mean deviation. So first of all, we will go toward mean deviation. Mean deviation is defined as the arithmetic mean of the derivations of the scores from the mean or the median. Basically, mean of the um scores from mean or arithmetic mean of means or median. What is mean and what is median? Mean is basically we have to sum all the values and divide it by the total number of values, we get the mean, and median is the central value. If there are odd number, then it would be central value, and if there are even number, then it would be the sum of the two occurring in the mid divided by the two, we get median. But in this there is a condition to arrange the data in ascending order. Now we have to do the mathematical, what we say, mathematical for mean deviation for ungrouped data. How we found it? We can get sum of values minus mean of values divided by n. The formula for mean was x divided by n, but here we get the mod in which we have subtracted the values from mean and then divided by n. Uh, First we have to find out the mean, then in this we will subtract these values, each value with the mean, and then divided by n. And we can replace for group data, this is for ungrouped. For group we will place here f and here also f. And now standard deviation, I said that it is the square root of variance, and variance is what? Variance is not much different from mean deviation. Actually we would just square this and replace capital N with the small. So this was the formula for variance. We have taken under root here to get the standard deviation. This was the method, these were the method for finding the dispersion. Thank you for watching my video.